right, Hpco. Let's go. I was kind of saying in my head, I need to see over 50,000 shares being traded, or else I just can't get in this ticker. And literally, boom, the next move, we were blessed. Big resistance coming in probably around 4.8. So let's just go ahead, map this zone. 5.4. It'd probably be a little bit easier to look on the let's just watch this for a second on the 4 hours, what I was trying to say. Let's see how good this holds up. I'm gonna do small size here just to see how it gets filled. Kind of get a feel for the ticker. Very small size here. Nice breakout. Wow, tiny size. Huge move. Was not totally expecting that kind of quick break. $69. I sold at 51. Entry at 33. Removing limit order, looking for a pullback. Still holding the close of this 5-minute candle. That's very bullish. Good to see that. Cheers, Kevin. Good to see you, man. Looking for an initial 1-minute pullback. Let's see if we can get it. 69 holding, but I think it could chop right here because this was a really strong run. We're at 69% gap at the moment. Pulling back still, 66, held again. New minute, 20 seconds. Boom, constantly buyers coming in there. Good volume, good to see that. 69, critical zone again, coming up for the big hold. Pulling back here. Let's see if we can get an entry in the high 50s. Oh my, looked at my limit order and bounced back up. That's fine. Let's look for a bigger pullback now. I don't want to do the same trade twice. Or I guess in this case, same setup. 360 pushing. That's support, but I'm not sure if it's going to hold here. Still a bit extended. I'm going to reduce size because this is not as good as a setup as we've had before. So I don't really see a reason to use bigger size on this setup. Here we go, pulling into the 50s. Held again. I tried to go for that buy, but I could get filled. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. Really good to see that. Possible test coming up here, VWAP. Big sellers there. Failed breakout, failed continuation, so be a little careful here. All right, we were able to end that minute green. It's a good sign. Still buyers here. Holding 5, looking for that move over 63. A little bit shaky there. I'm gonna cut. The volume on this ticker is nice. I'm happy we're getting something with a little bit more power. Hpco. I really hope this is not the end of it. Time for a little bit more contraction here. Held again at 57. It's good to see those buyers. Getting chipped here. It's a little bit more risky around VWAP than that 9 EMA. If it breaks that support, it's going to be a big sell. And it's not easy to get out of those situations pre-market. Support coming in here again. Let's see. 5 minutes not the best setup, but we could have that continuation over 75. Try to get an entry there. Going for this move here. Let's see if we can get a move into the 80s. That's what I'm waiting for. Unfortunately, we weren't able to hold that. Let's see it. Let's see that pop. Ah, that was an accident in terms of where I actually wanted to exit. Holding, holding, holding. Try to buy that breakout there. Went for the breakout. Unfortunately, pulled back again. I'm getting too aggressive right now. I'm not buying the classic pullbacks because we've been seeing that's been the way to trade this market. So I should be a little bit more risk averse right now. Yeah, unfortunately giving back there. Let's see how it holds. It's holding again. Not the best second trade of mine. Cutting again, unfortunately. I was looking for that real nice rip over 4, and it ended up basically stalling out, which is unfortunate. I definitely got too aggressive here because lately we haven't been seeing those solid rips. In a hotter market, this typically would have ripped through, but I don't know why I'm trading so aggressively. So that was my mistake. That's fine. Either way, small size, just because they're not A+ setups, and I don't have much of a buffer today. So I'll be doing small size until I have a buffer or I see a really good setup. Just like yesterday, we had a really nice setup right at the end. I doubled my size for that one trade, and that was my big winner. So patience, 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 small size, small size, small size, until we see that good setup. This ticker is really struggling right around here. Let's see if this area holds. So far it's holding. Went for that last entry here. Too much sell pressure. That's unfortunate. So 2 or 3 small trades, giving back some profits there on that one. Not a big deal. All scratches or all very small P&Ls just because of the size. So next big zone I'm kind of looking for here. Let's go back a little bit more. On the 4 hour, I wanted to do this before, but I thought we were going to see a little bit more action, but then it pretty much died up on us. So $4, some support around 3.5. Yeah, classic whole and $half, maybe even quarters. So we'll see if we get a little bit more push. Now it's selling off. I don't know, might be done. I was kind of thinking maybe this ticker was going to just end, But when we found support here, I thought we were going to actually already sell off already because there's been so much lack of continuation. But once I saw this move, I was thinking maybe we're going to get that rip through 4. Unfortunately, we didn't get it. Dang, that's depressing. That was over before it began. Oh. It's probably worth watching Hpco. The volume did fall off a cliff here quite a bit, but I don't know. You have to be somewhat blindly optimistic sometimes for these tickers and then just kind of hope for the best. So that's what that's what I'm going to basically go by at the moment. Omar says, I don't remember Gap and Go stocks anymore. It's just dead lately. 100%. What's up, CJ? Oh my god. I was really ready for Hpco to punch 2-4. I don't know why I was so optimistic there. These tickers constantly fail. It's such a slap in the face all the time. Oh, God forbid. Freaking Pegy back at it again. Oh, my Lord. Ticker's strong, though. Can't deny it. Up at 6. Holding, holding, holding. 57. Ain't no way I'm buying higher than this. Small size here. 5 minute. We don't want to see that break of air roughly around 92. Holding. Still holding. Ooh, I almost up. Now it pulls back. Hit 92, bounced right back again. We don't want to go below really the close of this candle. That's really what we're looking for right now. The close of the last 5 minute candle is critical. There's nothing worse than when you're chasing the order book down to cut. Cut there. Still holding. Re-entry at 87. Looking for that move back into the 6 territory. Very small size on my end. Looking for a move over 6. Oh, I thought we were going to see it. I would have done a re-entry. Still holding here. Looking for the move to 6. Cutting. I can't size like this. Hpco is slightly back above VWAP. I'm over here trading Pegy. Oh my Lord. In all honesty, I was really hoping we wouldn't see this ticker again today. Mostly because of the lack of continuation it has. Overall, pretty choppy price action. It's pretty difficult to trade this ticker. I mean, look at every time it pops up, it flushes back down, and then you don't really know if it's going to continue selling off or whatnot. I mean, wow, yesterday Pegy was disgusting. And the day before that, what is this? This is horrible price action. So just in general, like trading Pegy, this is somewhat okay. Especially right here, that break of VWAP. But yeah, in general, Pegy's not that most exciting. So every time I heard it popping back up again, because it's been running pretty much 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days with pretty decent volume, pretty high relative volume. So it's pretty much been on our scanner now for a week and a half. Seven days if we include today. Technically, Hpco is back above VWAP. Volume's a little bit light, but MACD is starting to flatline, which sometimes can be bullish in little pops. If I was trading Hpco, I would not be trading it into any breakout. I would be, at best, buying around VWAP and looking for extended moves off of VWAP. It's not really my style, but if I was going to trade Hpco, that would be how I would go about it right now. Jim says Hpco has a nice 10K buyer at 360 level. Yeah, a huge amount of volume there too. I'd be taking profits right now. Maybe it's going to go up higher. Maybe into the 70s. But I would definitely not be buying. That's such a weird thing to say, making a profit. I actually just got this shirt for my friend, a little birthday present. I think my friend got it in Mexico. It's got like big leaves on it. You guys can laugh all you want. At least I got this absolutely delicious peanut butter. This is why I have the away from computer screen, because it's just super awkward to like sit here and just eat in front of you guys. At least it's just a snack. It's not like my whole lunch. Too soon. Too soon, Tom. James is still YOLOing on Hpco. Yo, that's ambitious, man. All right, well, all quiet on the Western Front. Would this be the Western Front? Probably, because it's west of me. So, time to read some news. I got a little carried away reading some news, but then I remembered 8:30 CPI comes out and boom. So we're kind of seeing some bigger dips across the board, which we were kind of expecting, as we were talking about yesterday. And every time something happens with the CPI or the Fed talks or something, there's been a just general large sell-off. So this pullback isn't super surprising. I was actually thinking maybe we can get an entry on some large caps here. quick recovery though. I mean, if we just go really fast to the day trading chart, this is like super zoomed out. I want to go to the SPY probably because of all the action it's had. It's actually recovered, or not really recovered, but it's kind of, it didn't sell off that much. I mean, some of the other CPIs that came out, the SPY is still green, so it's still technically a gap up. I mean, we've been seeing some CPIs that come out that literally fall off a cliff. We're talking like 3, 4, 5%. So it's actually not too bad. In other news, we have a question here from Francesco, I'm not sure, from Francesco, that, what's the best way to get company news before everyone else? It's a good question. There's definitely some, paid scanners out there. I know Ross is constantly pitching his scanner. Honestly, company news, I don't know about before anyone else, because that might be really tough. I'm not sure if that's, I'm sure there's some like insider information, but that's ultimately insider information at that point. You can get like Bloomberg, they're at least very quick with it. Even TD Ameritrade usually drops the news pretty on point. FinViz, they're all pretty good for news. It's only a few times, like literally yesterday, I think it was, where TD Ameritrade did not show the news on the SPY. I don't know why it didn't update there till like 30 minutes later. That's quite rare, though, that happens. For me, the news isn't as important as necessarily seeing, let's say, like the actual gap percent update. And that's where TD Ameritrade really lacks, because this scanner usually only updates new tickers onto the scanner every, like, I think it's every 5 minutes. I should know the exact number. But anyway, once a ticker's up here, great. But if there's a new ticker that just started popping and it's up 30, 50, 60%, I'll probably won't see it until some of the significant part of that move is over, which kind of sucks. So a really important thing I'm actually kind of watching here is, again, coin, because it's at this kind of critical $70 zone. And we had really good news that came out yesterday with coin and Google collaboration. So I really think coin could absolutely take off from here. I feel like maybe the bottom is in, at least temporarily. So I feel like if we see any moves below 69 or so, I might actually just start sizing in on this one for a multi-week hold and start selling covered calls on my position. So I'm keeping an eye on that as well. Oh, you know what? I was just corrected. Thank you, Corey, for correcting me. I was talking about CPI all day today, and it's really the PPI that came out today, Producer Price Index, so not the CPI Consumer Price Index. This one's not as important in terms of what usually gets talked about as much. So tomorrow, big catalyst here, which is a little exhausting because that's two bigger catalysts back to back. It is one of the top impact things according to Trading Economics site here. Man, I feel like we don't really get a break from macro news lately, and that's really a problem. Yeah, so it actually ended up recovering here. Look at this move all the way down and then pop right back up again. We could see new highs on this one. I think I'm just going to do a small position on it, and if it keeps selling off, I'm actually going to size down. And then tomorrow, I would actually like to sell it ahead of time before the CPI comes out. Let's see if we can get a low entry. I just need to like triple check that I'm in the right account. Sometimes I feel like it's not a problem anymore, but in the past when I had I took all my funds out of my unlimited account, so there's no funds in there. In the past, sometimes I would place trades in the wrong account, which was really a problem because my IRA was originally under 25K, so that would mess things up. And now I just have like this hardcore tendency to like triple check what count I'm in, which at this point doesn't matter anymore, but in the past it was so important. Also, when I did the small accounts challenge and we had to rotate position size, that was always, that extra little challenge. Removing limit order for now. We'll see if it has a quick pop down, but I'm not totally sure. Again, possible swing trade entry on coin. I really like the fact that it held. I like the fact that it has a really good catalyst. I really feel like, it's down like 80+% at this point, and it really seems like it found somewhat of a bottom. I'm wondering if it's still worth even watching Pegy. I just feel like this ticker is only bad news, and I don't know. Part of me just says it's definitely not worth it. Jim says Fed talks today at 2. Yo, this world would be a better place. I feel like actually, well, maybe not the world, but trading small caps would be a better place if all these macro things just chilled out for a second. Moving down my limit order on coin for now. I'd be happy to move it up at any time if I see a reason for it. 841, and we still don't have any action. That's really tradable. Pegy moving up again, but very uninterested in it. What's up, Richard? Good to see you, man. I'm watching Pegy here up over $100. MACD kind of consolidated a little bit. That's a good sign. 5-minute breakout here, having that 1-minute pullback, which tend to be a bit extended when we're dealing with arranging pullbacks. So I'm not super ready to jump on this one just yet. That's calling out mRNA. Yeah, it's crawling for sure. 3%. Not my kind of stock, but could be some good opportunities. Another very, very slow pre-market, that's for sure. I'm watching here Pegy, again, extended pullback. That's what I was waiting for. Let's see if we can get some sort of entry on this one. Small size, 92. Let's see how well it holds. Got my fill there. Again, very small position size here. It's not an amazing setup, but it's actually a pretty okay setup. Maybe like a B. Just not my go-to. Ranging pullback here. So let's see how well it holds. I'm looking for that move over 6. About a 3% move is what I'm looking for. Maybe smaller, 2%. It is a ranging trade after all. Still seeing a little bit of resistance here. I'm giving it a little bit more time. I think we could see it pop to 6. 2, 6, and ideally over 6 is what I'm looking for. A little bit slow here so far. New minute. Watching at 89, seeing how well this support holds in. Now 92 is getting chipped away a little bit better. Looking for that move into the 6 territory. There's a ranging setup here, so I was really hesitant to buy this one high. Here's that move so far. Let's see if we can get that break over 6. That's what I'm waiting for. Healthy, really good right there. It didn't really pull back much. Held its ground. There we go. There's the buyers. Let's see that break over 6. A little bit slow here. Would have expected a bit more of a quick move there. Here we go. Now we're breaking 6. Taking profits quickly. Again, tiny position size, but I felt like there was good risk reward here just because it's a ranging setup. We had a pretty extended pullback back to VWAP. It was kind of everything I was looking for. Nice to see a kind of a classic setup workout. Small position size though. Mainly because I'm right around break even on the day. I'm only up $96, so I don't really have that leeway to size. and that's why I can't really size up yet. So Pegy actually held there, and it's trending higher. I was not kind of expecting much continuation from this one, to be totally honest. So technically it's on a bit of a new front side here. It's just a little bit tricky to trade this one high because we're still stuck in this overall range with that high of 619, and we have that support right around here at 588 or so. Let's see if Pegy can give us a little breakout. Thanks, Yimshim. That's really nice. Now, if only we had just a little bit more momentum. Peggy's totally grinding here, which I do very poorly on grinding tickers. So I'm not trading this one. So far, no 9 a.m. push, which I was actually kind of thinking, you know, on a Wednesday we might see that. So Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursdays are my best days. I like trading as much as possible on these days. Monday and Friday, specifically Monday, I'm god awful at. I don't know what it is, but I feel like I can't trade Mondays based on my statistics. That's what my stats tell me. So I'm kind of wondering if, you know, on Mondays, if I like the second I get green, if I should just kind of call it on Mondays. And on Fridays, usually the second I'm green and I have at least one good move, I'll end up calling it as well. So maybe a thought going into Friday here. So yeah, Mondays, I mean, I made $20,000 on Monday, but it's, yeah, actually Friday's actually my worst. Let me just really quickly go to like the summertime though. Like, I feel like Mondays were really bad for, yeah, this is what I was talking about. So Mondays over the summer have been really bad for me. It's like guaranteed I lose money. I mean, Monday hit my max loss. Week before that was also, was that a max loss day? I'm not sure. Maybe that was Tuesday. Anyway, just in general, Mondays have been really tricky for me. So until the market heats up, I might like on Mondays just, if even if I'm up like $100, you know, I might just call it. I don't know, I'll have to give that some more thought. I probably won't do that. But if I'm up, like if I nailed at least one okay move, I might call it there, because starting off the week green, I think will give me enough more confidence and allow me to really want to take more advantage of Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And pretty much for the last 3 weeks, I've been in a total plateau, which has been really exhausting. So I keep getting too aggressive in this market we're in. I keep assuming like, oh, Q4, let's go. And then, you know, I just whack. I get slapped right back down again. And it's a big reason is, you know, trading tickers like Pegy, where, you know, I start trying to trade in these areas, or even Hpco. I mean, you guys saw it. Like I was buying here in the breakout. So I haven't been adjusting as much as I should have, which is, you know, shame on me for that, because it's a little bit amateur for me not to do more adjustments. But that's just the way the cookie crumbles sometimes. All right, we got Ppsi crawling up. Hold up. 50,000 shares, not the worst. We've traded this ticker so many times in the past. We're over $3. $3.50 is critical. Wow, Ppsi. I feel like I'm in a freaking time machine right now. Whoa! Pegy fell off a cliff as I was literally just talking about. These kind of tickers screw me over all the time. So yeah, that's why the last 3 weeks have been so tough for me. And then the first 2 weeks of September, I pretty much took off due to my birthday. I usually don't do that, but it was a really big event with a bunch of friends and family. So I took that whole time off because we had people flying in. So it was just, I was trying to spend as much time with everyone as possible. So yeah, it's been very slow start for Q4 for me, but that's fine. Ppsi, what are we going to get out of this one? That volume is kind of nasty. That sell volume. Pegy actually had quite a bit of a recovery, so it's a huge, in a way, hammer candle. But man, that definitely does not breed any confidence, not at all. Also, if I trade shorter on Mondays and Fridays, I think that's always good because it helps me recover quicker. You know, trading for 3 hours is, it doesn't sound like, maybe it does sound like a lot, but it's a lot. Um, so oftentimes by Friday, I'm pretty shot. Not to mention, since I'm in Germany, a lot of you guys know, I work 4 hours in the morning. So I wake up at 6, I go on a walk, do stuff, journal, but then I start work at 7. I work till 11, and then I take 2 hours off for sports and lunch, and then it's 1 o'clock, and that's when I sit down to start trading till about 5, now 4, 2, 3, 4. So that's 3 hours of trading. And then oftentimes it's 5, till I kind of wrap everything up mentally. Then I go outside usually for an hour, and then I usually have calls from like 6 to 9. So that's like how my average weekday looks. Like pretty consistent. Almost every day looks like that. So like usually by Friday, I'm pretty mentally freaking shot. So taking Monday and Friday off as soon as I'm green, I think is actually a really good idea to conserve energy as much as possible. Whoa, thanks for the $5, Frez. I almost said Frex. Cheers, man. Appreciate that. Wow, we hadn't had a donation on this on this channel since I think my last major stream, like 2.5 years ago. Or no, that's not 2 years ago. It was like a year ago. I streamed for over 2 years. It was like a year ago. My last stream. Cheers, man. I really appreciate that. Wow, thanks. That's really nice, man. I'm totally not used to that anymore. That's awesome. So if we go to our, look at this. If we go to our last live, or no, this is live now. Can I do stream, past live streams? Look at this. So our last major stream was, a year ago, roughly. I don't know, give or take a few weeks, I guess. So these were all streams. Good times, good times. Now I'm not leaving the streams up. I'm not working on the thumbnails. I'm just streaming, and that's it. For better or worse. I had a feeling because obviously the yim in there. So I guess Frez might be your real first name. I think I even actually have a note of that. Let me quickly check. Most people in the Discord, I have notes on who they are on YouTube as well. Let me see if I have it on your name. No, I actually don't have it on your name. Boom, I just added it. Because when we did the big migration from streaming to Discord, I was just... a lot of people had different usernames. So I was like taking notes on who's who. Nice. Omar called out ADTX. Good pop there. Unfortunately, it kind of ended before it started again, but it doesn't mean it's over just yet. We got that big first resistance roughly around 4, and then we could maybe keep crawling from there. I'm not a big fan of this big sell volume, but it was also a false breakout, so maybe some of that is actually buy volume. Room to run for sure. Thanks, Yimshim. It's really, really nice of you, man. I appreciate that. It helps me know that I'm doing something worthwhile, and it's it's adding value. Sometimes, you get in your own head and you start, forgetting, like, wait, what am I doing here? Does this make sense? So it's really good to hear feedback. So I can adjust, keep going, and make changes if I need to. Talking about feedback, I actually left another community poll. So if you guys ever have any feedback on those polls, I always leave room for an other. So just leave a comment below those polls. If you do select other, I would love to hear your feedback. My latest poll is about shorts. And a little update, I have a manager now that handles my social accounts. And we're going to be doing a lot of shorts and reels. And I think I'm actually going to separate YouTube from it. So I don't think we're actually going to keep posting them on YouTube. So there's a little bit of a change there. So I think we might end the series that we're doing right now on YouTube and only keep it on our other social accounts, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram. I think that's it. Little heads up there. We're doing a lot of trials and errors lately. So September was like, I kind of only did a video a week, really chilled, kind of mentally cleared my head. And now moving forward, we want to just start, not doing more, but, seeing what sticks, what works, and going forward. Usually I don't talk so much, but right now nothing's happening. As you see, I'm scanning everything on my second screen specifically, but nothing's really popping up that I'm interested in. Man. Rashad with the emojis. $9.12. Are we gonna get something else? Uh-oh. Look what you started, Yimshim. Thanks for the new, or the extra super chat, Go Explore. I really appreciate the $5, man. You know, one of those donuts they're not cheap. So you guys pretty much got me a 4-pack of donuts at this point. So I really appreciate that. I know my girlfriend and I go there quite often. So thanks, guys. You just added an extra layer to my waist. But I really do appreciate it. Yo, Go Explore. What's your name in the Discord? Because I don't think I have you saved either there. All right, Pegy actually popping up. Maybe worth trading. Oh god, I was kind of happy when I saw this flush because I thought it might be done with. But then it recovered pretty much fully and turned into a hammer candle. It was actually quite bullish. Oh boy. $13 before the market opens. Maybe time for some push-ups or something. No, just relax. I might even sit down, honestly. Oh, that's you. Okay. All the dots have been connected. I was looking for maybe a similar image is sometimes what I look for, but you didn't have one. Go Explore on YouTube. You've been freaking caught red-handed. Pegy moving again. Peggy's about to make a new 5-minute high here. Are you guys gonna trade Pegy? Because I don't know if I am. Oh, there she blows. Making new 5-minute highs with actually pretty decent volume at this point for a $6 stock. Oh Lord. Oh Lord, what is that gonna do? Are you trading it, Rashad? I know, James. Are you still in that one too? Dang, that's pretty reckless. You guys are really good at holding these positions. I think I personally would have been, well, you guys know how I trade. It's like really antsy. 919. James and Richard, the Hpco gang. All right. Well, it's holding, so that's a really good sign. Question is, can we get back above VWAP? Maybe at the open there's going to be a real quick push. Wouldn't be surprised. Nothing really surprises me, though, in this market. That's actually a pretty good average, though. Eight minutes. What are we going to get? So what's going on? You know what? Ticker actually ended up holding pretty good. APDN. Hard to see on the 1 minute, but on the 5 minute, it actually looks pretty clean. Big first stare. So I'm actually going to keep an eye on this one, see if we get a break over 2. Could be interesting. I'll be watching Hpco, also very clean first stare. Look at that 5 minute here on the bottom left. Question is, we have a lot of resistance above. Can we actually end up pushing? Pegy, I'm really not so interested in trading, although technically it's the best setup because it's trending over VWAP. Just a very thickly traded ticker. But yeah, we're at new highs here, so also don't want to be overly pessimistic on it. Has room to run till 7 before major resistance comes in, so anything's possible. I don't think I'll be looking at HKD and then Ppsi. This one looks a little bit dead to me at the moment. Let's see what happens. All right, guys. Good luck, everyone. Hpco and Pegy are the 2 tickers I'm mostly looking at right now. Keeping an eye on SPY as well. Maybe we'll get some setup there. Good till cancel day. Sort by dollar volume. Hpco had a breakout, then pulled right back again. Pegy tried to pull higher. APDN had that breakout we were talking about pre-market. Volume is just really light, but rate of change is okay. $500,000 shares on Pegy at the open's not too shabby. New high breakout there. Yeah, mRNA is actually crawling up nicely. Surprising because Bitcoin's just basically break even. Good volume so far still coming in. Possible break here at 35. does feel like there's some sellers though. Possible break at 650. New minute coming up. Actually ended up holding there. Wow. To be honest, I was way too skeptical on Pegy. That's why I didn't trade it. Typically, this is actually an alright setup here. I did not see this one actually end up holding. So that was a little bit of bias on my end where I just could not find the conviction to want to trade this one. Really nice move there. Congrats to anyone on it. Like I said, I'm looking for that move to $7. We're going into the 80s now. Really strong action here. Let's see if we can get a micro pullback. Possible entry at 75, small position size. Looking for that move now into the next candle. Stopping out. Yeah, wow. That was like the worst I could have done, literally. Happens, that's fine. Small size. Went for the micro pullback. Actually ended up having a huge pullback. Yeah, that's what happens when you hesitate. So I guess I deserve that one. My problem with Pegy is the fact that it does have these extremely nasty wicks. So that's why I hesitated. 5-minute breakout, 1 minute pulling back here. Let's see how it behaves. Let's see, 6.5 holding for now. Acting as support. Support comes right back. Missed my entry there. Still small size. Not allowed to have a buffer yet. Or I don't have a buffer yet. APDN back in action here. Not enough volume though on APDN. Darn, James. Sorry to hear. It was looking kind of interesting too on that initial pop. Nice, Jim. Can't deny that APDN is on fire right now. 7% move. It doesn't have a lot of volume though. That's my problem with this ticker. Are we going to see some more continuation from Pegy at this point? More support there at 48. Didn't get filled. Nice pop on APDN. unfortunately selling off. Man, kind of a depressing open here. Not really getting the moves I was looking for, but that's fine. I guess we'll just have to be patient. Looking over at coin occasionally, seeing if there's ever a good setup here. It is starting to trend higher a little bit, so that's actually good to see. Overall in the 5-minute, broke out, popped higher, found support again, so it's overall a good sign here. Maybe we'll see new highs. Again, I'm quite bullish on this ticker. I was looking if we can get a lower entry on that initial pop, so put a limit order here, see if we can get filled, ride that one for an hour or so if it's really aggressive. MRNA is actually on a nice little trend here. Some resistance around 140 could pop. Looks actually pretty healthy. Mara, I mean, Pegy, kind of interesting, but clearly I'm not a flow on this ticker. At the same time, I do actually like this pullback here because it's finding support. Hpco crawling back to VWAP. Pegy had a bit of, wow, that was so sketchy on Pegy. Just had a fake out to the downside and quickly recovered. And then pop right back down again. I don't know if I want to trade anymore, Pegy. Sometimes I'm in a flow on a ticker and I just keep nailing it. And the more I trade, the more green I am. And sometimes there's, tickers or just days where it's the exact opposite. So I'm just trying to be patient here and wait for that, ticker that can hopefully get me in the right direction. At this point, I haven't found it yet. Imux popping up here. Doesn't look too bad. Yesterday was engulfing candles, so that's not great. Might be worth keeping an eye on though. Imux was a big ticker yesterday. Huge winner yesterday, but mostly it was just trending up all day. Also power hour was really good for this one, so we didn't actually really do much trading on Imux yesterday. Nice, James. And yeah, I agree. All right, Imux really just punching it right now. Unfortunately, that's not exactly the price action I had in my mind, so I'm not in love with it. APDN, I guess I should have kept my focus on this one. It's actually still trending higher here, surprisingly. Very unusual price action. So far, I'm not seeing anything that really speaks to me. All this stuff looks a little bit shady. Well, I'll just keep sitting here waiting. Trying to be patient, trying not to do anything silly, waiting for a good setup. Yesterday, I was pretty much at break even all day, and then we had that one good move on, I think it was LASE, and then boom, I got aggressive there with decent size and had that win. So that's kind of what I'm waiting for right now. It kind of seems like Pegy's the only ticker that's actually somewhat, well, there it goes. Maybe I spoke here too soon. I almost wish the CPI report came out today as well. So we had like the PPI and the CPI just both at once, because now we have to again have big macro news tomorrow, which is never amazing for my trading strategy, at least. Who's going to short the CPI this time? Because that has been the winning strategy of the year. APDN still crawling up. Really good momentum on that ticker. I'm actually really surprised. We had that alert if it broke. And it did, and it's still crawling higher. Dang, betting that Elon's gonna back out again. Woo, James, that's some heavy stuff right there. At least you got 3 weeks out. Yeah, exactly what Omar said. The volume profile on APDN is just disgusting. Tom also saying that, it just looks like its shorts are adding up on this ticker. Yeah, it's hard to actually want to trade anything that I'm looking at right now. So if you're new here and you're wondering why I'm just staring at the screen blankly, that's why. Christian's wondering about Peggy's bull flag. I'm not sold on Pegy. I should have walked away on this ticker earlier when I was green on it. I feel like I only get a few opportunities on Pegy. That volume, that price action, the flushiness pre-market, all that stuff has just really got me on edge. Maybe it's gonna have a breakout, but I just don't think I can get myself to trade it. I'd usually rather miss a move lately than jump into a move that I'm not a big fan of, which I need to do more of. I don't do that nearly as much as I should. Yeah, there's the flush on Pegy. No surprise there. Pegy is such a shit ticker, honestly. That thing is a nightmare to trade. I don't know why I even bother trading it after the market open. Not the worst idea, James. Not the worst idea at all. I'm going to stick around maybe like another 10, 20, maybe maximum 30 minutes. If there's no action, then I'm definitely going to roll out. If there is, I'll trade. It is a Wednesday after all, which is one of my best trading days usually. Just not getting that action. In the meantime, I got these really amazing head massagers. This is like the perfect remedy for a slow market. Yeah. Yeah, so Omar is basically just, sending a good reminder to everyone. Zoom out and look to your left. That's what it's all about. And with Pegy, you zoom out, look to your left, and you realize there's a bit of a flushy ticker, and that usually tends to repeat itself. APDN is still crawling higher, but somehow I can't get myself to want to trade this one. Nice. Nice work, Game the System. That's, as long as there's the setup, you see the setup, that's what it's all about. Just jumping right back in it. Sometimes right after the stream, finally something pops up that I was looking for, and I'll just jump right into it. I've gotten better at doing that. Before I used to be like, no, I'm not recording, I'm not going to trade. But now I'm like, if there's a good setup, I'm going to jump in it. Yeah, and the Fed talks again. Are they also talking tomorrow, James? Do you know if the Fed's going to be rambling tomorrow? I might end up calling it today. So let me just, this should not be here. Move to group, swing trades. All right, well, let me just remove my order then. There we go. So Pegy, I'm actually down $53 today. I'm not sure if I'm going to call it just yet, but I've only done I've done 33 fills, which is insane. So basically a no trade day at the moment for me, pretty much around break even. So I'm just kind of sitting here waiting for something to pop up. I'm really hoping something will, but Yimshim's calling out FLJ. Let's pull it up quick. It's not the worst. I don't know why this company is up. Could be a squeeze. Wow, it's $1 billion market cap. And it's trading much crazier than that. Doesn't have volume though, really. Guys, we forgot to pour cement on the grave of Pegy because it's back up again. No. We're never going to get rid of this ticker. Sorry about that, James. Yeah, that's what we need to do with Pegy. We just need to end it. I'll make slow-mo 30 seconds for you. Pegy back, guys. No. Nice, Mark. That's, I mean, whatever works for you, man. Like, I'm happy when people have different trading strategies than me. Pegy might get halted here. Pegy looks to be halted right here at 7-11. Absolutely, absolutely insane. I don't have words. Tom says I lost money on that green candle. That's it. I also lost money on this green candle. This one is a little bit, makes maybe a bit more sense, but I didn't even buy it high, and then it randomly goes down all the way and then just pops right back up again. I'm like, sure, Pegy, you do you. So it should be opening up at 10:01 and 3 seconds. So we're in the beginning. We'll see what actually ends up happening. Yo, I got Pegy PTSD. I'm going to watch it, see what I can learn, see what I can forget. I think I've only made like this tiniest handful of trades today, which is kind of sad. But let me see how many trades I made. I made 9 trades today so far. Wow, that's really little for Wednesday. Yeah, Corey, you're absolutely right. Whenever a flush quickly recovers, it's usually a very bullish sign. So I think what I could have, should have, would have done, and like I definitely have recognized this many times, is start accumulating this ticker. But it's just not my trading style, and it's really not how I like to hold and hope kind of tickers. But it's, you know, on tickers like Pegy, it seems like holding and hoping and accumulating low and just selling into pops is the way to go. And that my traditional style of, you know, buying breakouts and trading into that continuation just does not work on a ticker like Pegy. Yeah, good point out here, Yim Shim, calling out, you know, here's a hammer, there's a hammer, and here's a hammer as well. There was writing on the wall. I didn't want to read it. I still don't want to read it. Hpco. All right, Peggy's gonna open up again. No, I don't trade for my stats. I know what you mean, but you know, my stats turn into whatever I feel like trading. But my stats are pretty clear about me. You know, if I do trade over 2 minutes, it tends to be bad. Here we go. It's about to open up. Pulls higher. I would not be comfortable buying here, but it's probably gonna rip. Maybe we can trade with very small size. Watching this one, holding pretty well. Oh, yeah, I clicked, but it was already hesitated for a second. Nice move there. Typically, it's always a 5-minute hold, Francesco, unless it's sometimes you get the 10-minute holds. So you'll really only know at the time, unless you check the NASDAQ site. You can also check hold times, which I do sometimes, but it doesn't always say there either. Nice, Corey. I'm not sure if I'm going to trade this one. I think the irony today is that my best trade today was actually a ranging trade. It wasn't even a front side trade. Darn. I need to trade this ticker more unorthodoxly. So, I mean, like I was talking about before, you know, how this ticker was behaving all these other days, it just constantly flushed very aggressively. So, my typical trading style does very poorly on this ticker. My right eye keeps twitching. So, I'm not sure how I do want to go about it. You know, when you see something like this, you're just like, ugh, how do you trade this ticker? You pretty much have to accumulate low after a flush and then hope it pops again. And that's pretty much the only way to go, it seems like. There's the flush. 5 minute support still looks okay. SPY starting to crawl lower, possibly about to go red. All indexes are looking a little red at this point. Is Lucy back at it again too? I'm gonna give it a little longer here. That volume's really not interesting for me. APDN is still ripping, huh? If I just put all my focus on APDN, that was the winner today. Keeping an eye on Pegy, I think this could actually end up holding. Not yet, but it might have a flush here. And if that holds, it could get a little bit more interesting. This was a huge push. Critical support we had in this area, or big resistance here. And then, I mean, if we can get above this, things get a lot more interesting. But I don't think this one's not going to keep flushing, so I think we're going to have to just keep that in mind. Imux popping up, though. Held there at 80. Don't really want to buy it over 880 either. Pulls back. I'm going to be a little cautious. Today's been a real waiting day for me. Just kind of constantly waiting for something to pop. That was a little bit of a fake move there. Pegy looking for that break over 730, keeping an eye on that on my second screen. Pegy has such unorthodox price action that usually I have a bit of a scenario in my mind of how I would go about trading a ticker and what I expect on it. And Pegy almost always does the opposite of that. So I'm trying to like change the way I want to go about trading Pegy, trying to do a little bit more unorthodox trading. Sometimes that helps me get green on a ticker. But it's hard to say with Pegy. I don't know. Imux holding 880 pretty tight. Halfway through this minute on this 5-minute candle. $880 getting chipped here. Nope, actually ended up holding again. Wow, Pegy just got... That did not look good on Pegy. Quick rejection there. But look at that weird price action, how it just literally crawls all the way up again. Very unusual. Dang, we had a pop up, hold. I was about to place the limit order ahead of time. Coulda, shoulda, woulda. That actually worked for it. Oh, I might have to call it. That was that last move on Imux that I was thinking I can go for. It actually happened, but I didn't get it. I wouldn't be surprised if Pegy broke 7.5 here. Just rip through it. So today, unfortunately, if I do call it, which I think I will, I'm still watching these other tickers. But so far, it's a red day for me. I had pretty poor accuracy, but my risk reward was pretty fine. So I just couldn't really find that ticker that I was able to edge into and trade consistently. So not really much of a mistake there. My biggest winner is, I mean, much better than my biggest loser. I just never sized up on anything today. Look, my average position cost here at $2,000. So tiny size today. Usually if I have one good trade on a ticker, I'll start doubling my size, triple, quadruple. I want to get to like $20,000 fairly quickly. And sometimes I do it. But this week I haven't been able to do it, which is slow. Quite unusual as well. APDN just keeps crawling. I think we just have so many weird tickers that like traders don't really know what to trade right now. Like, should I just keep looking at APDN, which keeps grinding higher? You know, I was also all over the place today. I was switching between tickers too much. Usually I really am not a big fan when I'm switching between tickers. So too much to look at, not to mention all the macro stuff going on. I'm also occasionally looking at large caps just because they're a little bit more interesting right now. So my brain is just like split attention wise. So in terms of how I was actually going about trading these tickers, you can see I was slightly green today, went back to break even, I went back to break slightly green, and then, you know, slightly red right now. Just really choppy, no flow. So hopefully tomorrow we're gonna get something a little bit more interesting and I can clean it up and finally nail something here. Right now, coins selling off, SPY selling off. Markets are all turning red. I think everyone's preparing for JP to talk in 4 hours. So we'll see what happens. I might accumulate something if there's a big sell-off, and then CPI comes out tomorrow. So I think if there's this big sell-off when JP talks, I might actually just accumulate and then sell tomorrow into any sort of rip, or into any rip before tomorrow or tomorrow before the CPI comes out. I think that might be doing that. I'll let you guys know in the swing trading section in the Discord. I think IMUX could see a little bit of support come in here, maybe pop over. This actually doesn't look like a bad setup because it actually ended up holding. To trade or not to trade, I'm not even really sure. Either way, Maybe I'll make 50, maybe 100, maybe 200. In the end, it really doesn't matter today because it'll all be small size until I can build a buffer, and I just don't think I can build that buffer today. Plus, it's already 10:18, so it's longer than I usually trade for. So I guess on that note, I will go ahead call it. I didn't really want to call it, but I don't see a reason to keep trading. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. And also, big thanks to Go Explore and Fraz Yim on YouTube for the $5 donations. I'm going to buy some donuts later. If that fits into my keto diet, I'm not really sure. It doesn't, but I'll have a cheat day every now and then. All right, guys. Like always, stay safe, make some awesome trades. Ciao, ciao.